All right, so I just finished some self-care, and I feel like this message is too hot for me to wait till tomorrow. So I'm just gonna give it to y'all raw. Today felt like a heavier energy. Um, it just feels like we are a part of a group of people that our souls are awakening, right? And you've decided that you've answered the call and you're continuing to face each fear as it comes. But I feel like this final thing that you're going through, it feels heavier than the rest of them for some reason. It feels like you're just ready to give up. And I'm here to tell you, do not give up, because it's always when right before I'm ready to stop completely, just say, you know what, I'm throwing in the towel, I'm going back to my 9 to 5, I'm just gonna give up and call it a day, going back to my old ways of being, going back to whoever I used to, whatever, just going backwards. It's always right then is when I experience a aha moment, right? And today felt like one of those days where I just completely just didn't want to do anything. I just was like, is this even worth it? And now I see why so many people just give up on their spiritual journey, or they quit right before the finish line, because it's just sometimes it gets too much. It feels like too much. And I'm finally realizing what I've been missing this whole entire time, and that is truly the gift of being present. When we are present, we're able to process what is blocking us and truly see what in the moment that we really need, right? We are always praying or asking spirit for guidance, right? And whenever we pray and we ask for guidance, we proceed to do our own thing. We proceed to just get back to our goals, get back to this, get back to that, trying to manifest this, trying to manifest that. But we miss the sign that spirit has that says, oh hey, look over here, this is what you need. And the minute I decided to just stop and just be still, y'all, I see what was blocking me, and I see that there was this pain in my heart center that I felt like I already spent enough time healing, but my heart wasn't over it. My heart was not done healing from that situation, and I decided that I've had enough, so I just moved on, put it to the back burner, and I was like, okay, like, these are the goals that I have for myself, let's achieve them. It doesn't make sense for you to try to achieve external things if your internal world is not balanced or calm or in harmony or in flow, because everything starts with you first. Everything starts with that internal world. And I realized that when I stopped and really just listened to my heart as to what my heart needed, every time I do that, it's always when my life gets better. It's always when things become easier. And yes, it feels intense in a moment to sit down and feel that emotion, but once I allow myself to feel it, when we're present with our emotions, when we're present with our feelings, it allows it to process through our body, instead of us putting a band-aid over it or trying to ignore it by watching Netflix series or distracting ourselves with aiming for goals and goals and goals and goals. And I want to share a story with you guys, because I have a friend, and his uncle passed away, and he said to me that the day that he passed away was supposed to be the last day that he worked, and after that he was going to enjoy retirement, he was going to do all these things that he wanted to do, and he died the day before he was supposed to retire. So he never got to enjoy his life. And a lot of the things that people say when they get like close near death experiences is that they wish that they enjoyed their life a lot more. And I see more than ever that this is the sign that God, spirit, the universe is trying to communicate to me, is that I need to be more present with myself. Because even when I think about my entire year of being 22, I spent it religiously healing. Like when I tell you guys, like burning what I needed to release, tackling this limited belief, tackling this subconscious programming, all of these things that I did, and I did that religiously for 1 year straight. I can't tell you anything else outside of my 22 years of living that was done, that was just simply just being present. Like, this is the most present I've been in my life compared to all the years before. I can't really truly describe to you my 16 year, how was that 17 years, 18 years, because so many of us aren't living presently. We always say that when this day comes, or when this comes, we're gonna enjoy the moment, but the actual truth is that the gift is in the present moment. And if we truly want to get to where we're going to get to, we have to be here now. The past doesn't exist anymore. The future doesn't exist yet. So it's like we're living for a day that's not here yet, and we're not even guaranteed to make it there. So it's like what do you want to say that you like? What do you want to say that you live for? Did you live for the future, or did you live for now? And it's like, I don't know, guys, like I'm sitting there and I'm really thinking about it, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And really sitting with my inner child as well today, like she shared with me that like the reason I want to share, like, so I've had this weird thing where whenever someone does me wrong, I feel like the people who love me should not no longer talk to that person. And I was wondering where that came from, because I'm like, I know logically it's not right, or I don't know, like I just know it's not right, but I don't know where it came from. And I really sat with my inner child, and she told me that like when we were younger, no one really defended us when we were being hurt, or when people were doing wrong things to us. So we felt like it would be an act of love now if they did stand up for us, if they did choose us over the person that hurt us. But I really had to sit with my inner child and like have a conversation as if you're talking to a child, because I realized that this is not healthy, and this is not something I want to bring into my future friendships, into my future relationships, because it's just not sustainable. Like you can't just be expecting everybody to just cut people off because you don't fuck with that person no more, right? And it also gets rid of that person's free will. Like it's you being a dictator. I can't find the word, but you guys know what I mean. And when I sat with my inner child and I reparented her, and I said to her, like, you know, this does not mean that you are not loved, okay? I will be the one to pull you out of situations that are unhealthy for you, so you don't have to worry about other people needing to defend you anymore. So I realized that that's where that stemmed from. And it wasn't until I really just sat my ass down and really went back to heart center. So a lot of the times we be looking for external things to come and tell us what the goal is going to be, or what the next step is to achieve our goal, when it's all in here. It's not outside of you, it's all in here. And it could be something you least expect. It could be something you least expect, but we're not looking for the answers. We're searching for it outside of us. We're not looking for it internally. We're searching for it outside of us. And it's like, you're not gonna find it outside of you. It's always in moments of stillness, when I'm forced to be in hermit mode, or be more introspective. When God isolates me, it's always when I see that, okay, that's what it is, you know. And we continue to think that it's just gonna fall out of the sky. The answers are just gonna fall out of the sky. We're just gonna be saved, and that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, babes. But I just want to say, guys, don't give up, because it's always when you're really just that close, and it may feel extremely painful to stay in this energy that you're in right now. But just remember that it'll feel even worse if you give up right now and you go back to how things were, because you knew that there's a possibility of things getting better and you stopped. So don't live your life in regret. Continue to choose you. Continue to focus on what you need to do to heal and process everything that you've been through, because it is a lot, and I understand that. But you also have to meet yourself with love and compassion. And when I tell you guys, like, this whole journey, the hardest part of this journey was forgiving every single thing that has happened to me. And I understand that being extremely hard for the collective as well. But just know that when you do forgive, your heart feels so much freer, and the simplest things will you open yourself up to love in different ways. Because when you have all this baggage that you're carrying, you put up these psychic shields over your heart, so that you don't put out the same amount of love you would have normally put out, because of the pain that you're carrying. So you block yourself off from experiencing that love as well, because you're not everything we put out into the universe, we get back. So if you're not putting that love out, you're getting half-assed love back, and that's why you're feeling like your relationships are so unfulfilled. But you also have to stop and take a look at you. What kind of love are you? How are you showing up in love? You know, what are you afraid of? What fears come up? I don't know, but like, I just really felt like I needed to say, don't give up. Things are going to get better, and keep taking care of you. Not every day needs to be a to-do list that you're checking off. We be trying to check our way off to the grave, baby, to the grave, to the grave. Like, when I think about it, it's like, today, all I really needed was some love and time with myself, and today felt like the most productive day, rather than if I checked 10 things off my list. So it's like, don't live your life in regret. Take care of you. Sometimes the answer is simple. Like, what does your heart need right now? It could be like a hug. You just want a hug. Maybe you never got hugs when you were younger. So take care of you. Okay, bye-bye. Love y'all.